against Scott Ayakatubby and Brian Lewis. Beautiful. Fort Myers Beach, Florida. Billy Mack, Hobb, and Craig Hummer. We are just about set for our finals live here coast to coast on Fox right now. Let's go courtside for the introduction of the two teams and the voice of the Miller Lite AVP Tour, Jimmy Arrico.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the white sands of Fort Myers Beach. Championship final of the 1997 Fort Myers Open. Let's meet the contestants. First of all, the impact player out of Corona Del Mar, California. Say hello to Brian Impacto Lewis. Ladies, gentlemen, the primitive prince himself out of Hermosa Beach, California, Scott the Bomber Ayakatubby. Ladies and gentlemen, out of San Diego, California, the biggest block on the beach, Wilson Sporting Goods, Mike Whitmarsh. Last but certainly not least, the Ponce de Leon of the AVP Tour, Olympic silver medalist, MD Mike Dodd. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, the finalists here.
Thank you, Jimmy Arrico, the Ponce de Leon of the AVP Tour. Wow, I like that. Little fire. This is why people are envious why we're here, Hobb.
There's no doubt about that.
Look at this crowd and the weather and the excitement.
Let's rock. We got a great match on hand here.
That we do. And of course, your training session with MD all week long down at Club Med has certainly paid off to this point. The temperature 81 degrees, but talk one more time about the sand. This is the hardest you've ever seen it in all your years out here playing beach volleyball.
My 20 years is as hard as I've ever seen. The jump serve, the blocking is going to be critical. The blocks are going to be coming out 130 miles an hour. The spikes are going 110 miles an hour. Put your helmet on. We're going to rock.
Get ready, stay with us. Great volleyball here this afternoon for you on Fox. Brian Lewis, the first little swing of the game as he took a little off of that over Mike Whitmarsh. Now, you're talking about it. The best serve on the beach, maybe Brian Lewis, Scott Ayakatubby right up there with him, and the best block, of course, with Whitmarsh.
Well, Whitmarsh has not owned, but he really knows Brian Lewis right now. Louis is about 6'1". Whitmarsh is a strong 6'7", and on this sand, can really get out and get up and over the net.
39-year-old Mike Dodd swings and gets the side out. Of course, Mike, the silver medalists at the Olympic Games in Atlanta, finishing runner-up to Karch and Kent. And what a great experience that was for them all summer long. A lifetime of memories and getting the silver medal. There's Whitty right there, former basketball star.
That's where he gets his slamming style of blocking. Gets up over the rim and throws it back down. Not that time, says Louis.
Quickly, Hobb, let's talk one more time about the semifinals and how they got here. First of all, for Ack and Louis, a great match against Kent and Jose. Beat him in 2 straight.
Well, that man right there, Scott Ayakatubby, came out firing. Obviously he throws his jump serve, but he made some key blocks, and he was setting Louis on transition, and they're putting the ball away, and that's their key to success.
Dodd blocked by Brian Lewis, the Corona Del Mar King. Up high on MD, and they've got the first point of the match.
Brian Lewis not really known for his blocking, but on this play, really penetrates the net. Watch his hands, up and over, penetrate, throws the ball back down, 1-0.
As always here in Florida, a very vocal crowd. They love their volleyball here in the Sunshine State. There's the shot by MD, up and over and down. Mike Dodd, your former partner for many, many years. You're going to know what he's going to do quite often here this afternoon.
Even if you know what he's going to do, he's going to place it exactly how he did right there in that deep corner, where he's going to just hit lines. I used to call him the line man, because he throws it right down. He can hit any line on the court.
Does this format 2 out of 3 favor either one of these two teams?
You know, it's our first time out here. I would have to think it would favor the jump servers, because they're going to get more repetitions to serve, and if they get on a roll, they'll get quick points. On the other hand, if Whitmarsh starts getting in the zone and blocking, I would take the jump serve over the block. But we'll have to see what happens.
Jump servers mean Lewis and Ayakatubby. That one hit our cameraman right in the melon.
You know what? I'm going to take that back and take the block over the jump serve.
Great job. Taking one for the team.
Give him a raise. War pay down there.
On the bad side, Mike and Mike serving to Brian Lewis. They lead. Louie and Ack 1-0. The touch and a chance. Witt up. Ack with the one-handed dig. Bumped by Louie. Strong by Scott Ayakatubby.
Ack is really playing his game this weekend. That's a tough set coming into the middle. Watch this dig right here. Great ball control. When he can't put the ball away, Ack on the middle of the court spikes it straight down the middle. No bringing that back.
3 seconds in a row for Ack and Louie. They are hungry for a victory. Seconds at Phoenix, Riviera Beach, and Clearwater.
You can only be the bridesmaid so long before you're the main attraction.
Lewis will get the serve. We're early on in game 1. That's 2 out of 3. Remember, the first 2 games are 2-11. Got to win by 2. Then, if we have a third game, it's a quick 1-6.
Yeah, real quick. And we're going to bring up the good side, bad side. Right now, Brian Lewis is on the good side. He's going to be bombing the cross-court serve probably to Whitmarsh because the wind is coming at a little angle towards the Wilson ball behind him.
And we are changing on 4s instead of 5s.
Yes.
And if we get to game 3, we'll change every 2, so there'll be quite a few changeovers. Although a short game. Right now, we're in a little side-out war.
These guys are really getting out of the sand. If they pass the ball, they can control it, and they can get up and really put the ball away. It's very easy.
Our swatch clock at 5 minutes. It came into play during one of the games in the semifinals with Mike and Mike against Dane Blanton and Canyon Seaman. Digging hard was MD. Couldn't quite get there.
I think that hit Brian in the elbow. Brian came in a little too quick. Whitmarsh gets up high, but watch Brian Lewis hits it on his elbow. I can't believe MD didn't get that ball.
In fact, while we're early on, let's give credit to Canyon Seaman and Dane Blanton for making it into our semifinals. And they actually took Mike and Mike to the quick number 6 game. In fact, Dane Blanton played a great side-out second game.
He was pounding that ball across court like I haven't seen in a long time. That's the only reason. Mike Whitmarsh might be a little tired. He had to put out some extra energy there. Mike Dodd's in good shape. It's 82 degrees, a little bit of humidity. Might wear him down.
It certainly wore Mike down a few years ago when he had the fatigue problems and the dehydration many times in Florida during the tournaments.
He would be out right now. Before, he didn't have the diet, the nutrition, the vitamins. He went on to the weight programs. I mean, he's in as good a shape as I've seen him start the year off in a long time.
Here's a guy who's in great shape, Brian Lewis. Short serve, great serve, and the ace by Louie. Normally he does it with a bullet. That time he took something off with the short serve, and he plays to the crowd.
Well, he's like a pitcher. He's got the short serve coming right in here, dropping in front. Now he's going to probably go back. Watch that, nice easy point. Now he's back. He's got Whitmarsh thinking about the short serve. Probably drill one deep.
He does to the side and deep, you're right. He goes inside, outside, short and deep, and Whitty's, well, Louie's in his kitchen right now because Whit's mind is going around and around.
When he's in his zone, he's like a Hideo Nomo. He can hit that line. You got to be cheating one way. He sees you cheating, he's going to come right down the other way. So you got kind of outguess him right there. Great serving.
$100,000 AVP Miller Lite Open at Fort Myers Beach, live here on Fox. Game 1 of our final. A good shot by Whitty. They'll come back and side out. 3-0. Ack and Louie.
You got to expect to be going down 3-1 or 4-0 when you go to the bad side here. If they get 1 point, they'll be happy.
Wind was a little bit brisker yesterday, but as always in Florida, it kicks up in the afternoons. Good cross court again. Brian Lewis swinging well, although not with as much power because he's the little man out there of the 4.
The little man, he's got the big block once in a while, but he's got a great impacto arm swing. He can really crush the ball very quickly.
Ack is 6'4", Mike Whitmarsh 6'7", Mike Dodd 6'4", and Louie, as Hob mentioned, 6'1".
Dodd's about 6'6". I think that's
what's
our newspapers here.
6'4", they say. He's been shrinking with that old age. You know you get smaller.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what they say. Okay, 6'5" now.
Out of Manhattan Beach, Marine Street, Mike Dodd.
orange court for many a year.
Ack, that's a chance over onto smart play. Easy by Witt. And they will take the turn at 3-1. Ack and Louis do not go away. Great volleyball. Lots of it upcoming here on Fox. And a chance to follow the AVP all season long with your Miller Lite AVP season info pass and phone card. It's a great thing to have. Call 1-800-546-1535 for your Miller Lite AVP season info pass and phone card. Next week, we remind all that will be on South Beach, the Delano Hotel, Miami, for the Coppertone Championships. All you folks about 2.5 hours from here, get ready for the Miller Lite AVP Tour. Come on down. And then we're in Dallas, second week in May. Back to the action, 4-4. Mike Dodd with the shot.
Mike Dodd, he places the ball. Ayakatubby has a great shot. Mike Dodd has great shots. I mean, that's right on the line. Impossible to get. Even if you were moving towards it, you're not going to get the ball. He'll set you up with that line shot, and he'll cut you and cut you and cut you.
MD, the lollipop. Ack, oh, MD read him like a comic book. He was right there, but Louis does that great cut for the second time in this game. Sweet.
Tough reverse cut shot. You gotta have a real strong wrist. Really cuts it off. Mike Dodd was there, but couldn't bring the ball up.
What makes MD such a great defensive player?
Experience. He sets up. He's waiting for the ball. It doesn't matter how hard it's coming. His feet are set. His hands are up. Or his hands are down, depending on the position that he wants to be in. And he just waits. Great instincts.
Good pass by Witt on the tough serve by Louis. Brian, I thought he was going to get there. And he took a stutter step right before to be able to get down and try to bump it up.
We were saying before, this is a fast track. Here's Whitmarsh with a little cut shot. Louis kind of burns out to start with because he didn't get his momentum going in forward. Couldn't touch the ball, side out. You got to almost dig your feet in like you're snow plowing to get going because it's so quick out here.
It's going to be a real change when we get to California, the deepest sand, of course. When you get into Dallas and some other sites that we're going to be there, of course, those are the man-made sites and beaches. And they can sort of make the surface however they want to.
You don't get so tired out here. In the deep sand, you're trudging through it. You're going hard. You got to, try harder to jump out of this. Look at Whitmarsh. Great cross court. Keeping the ball in front of him. But he's getting it out of the sand probably 5 or 6 inches higher than he would in Manhattan Beach.
We're going to keep a close eye on Witt and the fatigue factor that may play into this final. Best 2 out of 3. So far, so good, though, for all 4. Louis from the back line all the way. Block in. There's a point for Mike Whitmarsh. Wasn't the power block, but it was just as effective.
Well, watch Whitmarsh jump into the angle, shows him the angle, then he jumps in the angle, takes it off his left arm, dribbles it in. That's a block, though. And on the bad side, key to success. You get a couple points on the bad side, you're right there.
And they lead 5-4. Brian Lewis again. Long and back and in.
What Louis has to do is make those great shots like that. If Whitmarsh blocks you once, look around the court, be effective. Don't let him get on those rolls where he starts getting his confidence up. His blocking confidence is a big key to success for him.
$100,000 being doled out to our competitors here this weekend. Ack with the fake. He never actually touched that one. That one never went.
That never came over.
Ack's got the tassels working again. And the crowd's starting to get pumped a little bit. Full here at Fort Myers. He's got his name, actually, Ack.
Ack's tattoo parlor on his back.
Penned in, tattooed to his back. These players are supposed to have their names on their shirts to help the fans, you at home, know who's who, and especially here at Fort Myers. And Ack doesn't want to get fined. He wants to win the money and keep it.
That's right.
So the Ack on his back. Another block by Whitmarsh.
Biggest block on the beach, and that's why. Right there, penetration. Watch his arms. Up over the net. Don't come cross court. It's coming back harder. Boom.
3 quick points. 2 for Mike and Mike, 1 for Ack and Louis. They're just trying to side out again. So Louis, with the full array of shots here so far, he's been unable to just cannon every time.
He's going to have to use every shot he has in the book. Whitmarsh out of this sand is unbelievable. And MD, probably the best defensive player on the beach as of right now.
Got a hustle for Mike. Short, Louis there. Set, swing. Look at Whitmarsh bringing it back, but Louis, great hustle. That was great extension by Mike. Can he get down? Yes. Best rally of the match so far. This crowd will explode when somebody scores. Oh!
We said power volleyball, that's power.
The big slap. Straight down to the sand, Scott Ayakatubby. AVP, Miller Lite Pro Beach Volleyball on Fox. The motorcycles involved in a big-time way in the Miller Lite AVP Tour. They're giving away for the first time the Ultimate Player Award for the top player at the end of the year. You combine blocks and aces, and Louis right now in the lead.
Louis, the big man with the aces all over the place. Loyola, great jump server, great blocker. Ayakatubby, and then you're going to have Whitmarsh at the top if he keeps blocking the way he is today.
Louis wants that BMW motorcycle at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get him mostly those points, of course, on aces. He'll throw in a block or two.
Yeah, once in a while he picks it up. He's got one tonight, one today.
By the way, who's that keeping stats next to you?
Andrew Smith.
Andrew Smith up here to make some extra dollar.
He was the smartest one in the tent. Oh. Dangerous situation there. Whitmarsh sprained his ankle last year in Chicago.
Look out. He's getting up slowly.
Here it is right here. Sets a little bit close, comes in a little bit too much. Comes down first, Louis comes on top of him. He says he's okay. Ready to rumble.
We'll see if Whit comes back. Winner's share, $20,000, $10,000 each. If Mike Dodd wins, he's taking Tim Hovland to dinner. That is a guarantee, at least as far as Hov's concerned.
Oh, come on. Still a little close right there. Whitmarsh more under control, goes down the line. Whitmarsh was very determined before the game. I was in there talking to him, wasn't talking to anybody, sitting in the corner, focusing his anger, wants to take it out during the game.
Their best finishes this year for Dodd and Whitmarsh, a third in Phoenix and a fourth at Riviera Beach. Great little swing. Well, that was cross body, looking like he might go down the line hard, and then he swung it across.
The primitive friend sees the whole line, fakes like he's going line, and it cuts it right back across. Possible to bring up.
Bombs away for Louis, even on the bad side.
Pilot to Bombardier incoming. I'm saying right now.
The squadron is ready to drop.
They go for it anyway on the bad side. I've said this before. They shoot from the hip. Doesn't matter where they are. They're going to bomb. And that's the way the game is.
Once again, game one, 7-6. That's 2 out of 3. Got to win by 2. The clock could come into play. Minute 58 right now, our swatch clock. Louis, that one did kiss the tape, but still had enough smoke on it to get it down the line.
Smoking about 6 inches inside the line. Great play.
Remember next week, the Coppertone Championships of Florida. Come on out, South Beach. We want to see you there. Delano Hotel, one of the best in the world. In fact, I'm on the plane last week.
Yeah.
And I'm reading in some travel magazine that the Delano Hotel is one of the 10 trendiest hotels in the world. That guy who started Studio 54, I guess, is the guy there. Look at this great play! It was a great read by MD.
That's experience. Experience wins out again.
Check it.
Watch his layout. Brings the ball up in a great position so Whitmarsh can set him. Puts it back down. Not able to control the ball. Remember that play. Remember that play. They're on the bad side.
6-7
They could have picked up a point. We were talking about transitions earlier. They haven't had too much success in transition.
Could have been easily a 2-point advantage.
Oh, yeah.
On the bad side for Ack and Louis. Look at that power. Wow, that's fun to watch. He just challenged with that time, Hob.
Oh. Well, are we saying how high they're getting? but he hits his totally across his body, Michael Jordan style. Whitmarsh is up and hard. Whitmarsh can't. Nobody can touch that ball right there. Great cross-court hit.
That's a trampoline. That's as high as Zach's gotten ever. MD Louis there. Woo, Mike will put it away.
Great coverage. That's teamwork. Your partner gets blocked, you be there ready, down to bring the ball back up and do it over again. Here it is.
MD getting it done anyway. Side up.
Off the top. Who's going to talk? You got it, I want it. Dodd man says, I got it. Puts it back away.
Witt short arms one into the net, so the side out will go to Ack and Louis, and Scott Ayakatubby will be the one delivering behind the line as Whitmarsh makes the mistake. Still at 7-6. Ack and Louis.
That had some heat on it.
Witt in. How's the players' reception been to the single elimination?
I think they like it. I think, you know, they have to get used to it. There were some complaints about the guys who went out on Friday and have to have that walk of shame to home, and everybody's going to go, aren't you playing this weekend? And they can say, no, I was out on Friday. I went 1-0 and said, uno, dos, adios.
And the fitness level is different, of course, because you're playing, of course, longer matches at the time, but then you're probably going to rest longer, not play as many.
Right, exactly.
Against as many teams.
What a great out.
Oh, and then he hit it out. And MD, that familiar trudge back.
he looks like he's tired.
Things, isn't he? Yeah.
Watch his left hand. Just pokes it out. Whitmarsh puts him a little bit off. Can't cut off that piece of pie, hits it out. Great up, though.
I always feel like I want to go down there and give Mike a cane.
Hey.
To help him around.
Hey, don't go there. Don't go there. He looks like he's tired, so everybody else thinks that he's tired, so they serve him. So he'll side out and show you exactly what's going on.
And just like you were talking to me before, this is about as fit as he's ever been. And now an animated conversation with Ack and Louis. This is great stuff, just as we expected. A Swatch Sand timeout right now, but it's close. 7-6 game one.
Both teams are playing at a very high level. We were talking earlier, the aces, the ace factor, the blocking factor, it's about even, and everything else is happening great. I mean, Mike Dodd's playing some great defense.
Great team.
But Ayakatubby's hitting these angles. I don't know where he's coming from.
And you're getting a suntan while you're working.
Oh, yes, I am.
Any little nice thing. You'll By the way, we want to thank all of the people that helped put this together here this weekend at Fort Myers Beach. What a great place to
great city.
Spend a weekend, yeah.
Big point.
We're tied at 7. On the good side, Witt with the rally cap working.
Whitmarsh with 2 aces this game. MD with 1. And that was at a big time.
Ryan Lewis, once again, turns it. He's got all the shots. Hold it down at China Cove in Corona Del Mar during his youth.
Louis heard MD moving. Easy cut shot over the top.
Score deadlock, 7-0.
Back to serve.
The official sport of the summer. You are dialed in here on Fox Coast to Coast. Billy Mack, Hav, and Craig Hummer with you. Ack, great up. MD back to get it. Bump, shot. Ack's there again. Watch this swing. Yes! Good rally.
Ack is here. Ack is back. He's bringing it.
Yeah, he was bringing it in the semi, and he's bringing it here in the final.
Open the doors. Louis out there giving them a salute. Really playing well.
46 seconds remaining on our Swatch Watches game.
Yeah, to win a championship in any tournament, it's great if both players are playing well, but many times you can climb on board somebody else and have them take it with them.
You have a little bit of a ride. You have to paddle once in a while. Yeah. But, you know, Louis doing his thing, but Ack is really shining right now. Another
Swatch Sand timeout. I mentioned briefly that Texas is right around the corner, and we go to the Lone Star State where everything is just a little extra big. And Hav and I will be in Dallas coming up. Yeah. May 10th and 11th. Then my buddy Paul Sunderland comes back to the tour at Corpus Christi. Sunday checked in with everybody this week. Does not want to be forgotten.
Sunday,
May 17th and 18th, and then San Antonio. So get your tickets, 1-800-432-7470. Texas, here we come, the official sport of the summer. You know what? They promised us that they're going to go to Texas, so come on out and say hi to them.
they're on tour.
Remember one more time, Miami next week, the Copper Dome Championships at the Delano Hotel.
Hammer back to serve, 7 serving 8.
Here we go at 8-7. Ayakatubby over
remaining in regulation. Game
Dodd and
number
win.
1.
42 seconds to play.
Got to win by 2, though. If you get to that magic 2, then you can start
Oh,
eyeing
yeah.
the clock. And that's what Ayakatubby are thinking. Just out. Mike was there, though. Good eye.
He was all over that.
He was.
Great match coming up. Great match.
Time is running out. We're nearing 11. It's 8-8, and it's only game 1. It doesn't get any better than this on Fox. An absolutely impeccable day on the Gulf side of Florida. Billy Mack, Hav, and Craig Hummer, glad you're with us. Great crowd, enthusiastic, party mood, as always, on the Miller Lite AVP Tour. 8-8 game 1, just like we ordered, Hav.
That's right. Ayakatubby going to the good side with that big jump serve. Whitmarsh has to step up here to try to penetrate and get some blocks, or at least touch the ball so the MD can get the ball up.
And again, our swatch clock at 35 plus, so it's winding down. Good call, good execution. Side out.
They set the ball so well. Both Louis and Ayakatubby got the best hands on the beach.
29 seconds remain in regulation.
Got to win by 2.
Situation.
No matter what the clock says, and that comes into play in all 3 of our games if we go that far. Louis can't hit.
They get a breather. They get a breather on that one. Whitmarsh going through a little strategy right now. Talking over with MD. He might go short to Brian Lewis. He used to like to do this before. A little short serve, bring Brian close to the net. So he does. A little bit deeper.
Floats it to the back. Good set, and right there again. So they're just trading side outs. The side out game here at Fort Myers, and great communication for both of these teams.
This is what Louis has to do, is side out. He's doing a great job of it. Moving the ball around, coming with some power, doing some off speeds, off the top. Keep him guessing.
Wonderful chemistry for these 4 players. Out again, so 2 missed serves in a row for Lewis and Ayakatubby. They're making it easy for Mike and Mike on the bad side. Trying to steal one here with 21 seconds remaining.
You good.
Looks like we could be headed for an OT situation.
First one of the year.
It's out.
That way they take the clock out of play. It's 2 points. That could last
Until sunset.
Or to next week in Miami. Some of those games we used to play last 4 hours.
So you're eating at Madonna's restaurant at the Delano.
Not a bad place to be stuck there, is it?
Club Med all week.
Oh.
And it still doesn't satisfy. Here's Whitmarsh. Great cut. Whit just gets up there with that big body and extension and sends it home, and no chance for Louis. And the time is nearly out with 10 seconds and tied at 8. Louis needs a side out. Just drops it in. The wind helped that one.
So I've changed my strategy a little bit on both sides.
What do you want?
I'd serve the ball tough with Ayakatubby and make him side out. They're on the bad side. Don't give them the easy free side out. See what they do.
Ayakatubby in good shape here. We just had a side change a few moments ago, and they're tied at 8. And it looks like we're going to overtime. Dodd has it right there, and 1 second remaining.
1 and a little bit of change. That will go off the clock. They should try a couple of short serves. Try to mix it up, or even throw up a sky ball. Mike has a great sky ball, hasn't broken out all year long.
We saw
the short serve.
You know, we saw the sky ball in vogue a couple of years ago. It's kind of gone away a little bit again.
Maybe it's a retro thing.
That's out. Now time has expired, so we will go till we get a winner by 2. It's 9-8 though, so Mike and Mike could win on this serve right here.
It's his point game right now.
They could win this game. Remember, they do not win the championship. It's 2 out of 3. This is just game 1 of our single elimination tournament.
First OT of the year.
And we love to bring it to you. Louis must convert right here. Witt. Michael to hit. No, just into the net. You heard Witt. Get up, get up.
Woody should have maybe set it a little bit higher. Mike hesitated on the back line there, didn't get his feet underneath him. Went for the cut shot, just a little low.
New life for Brian Lewis and Scott Ayakatubby.
Watch this set. It's a little bit low. MD's on the back line. He can't get there. Puts it a little bit into the net. Oh,
and to win on the good side now, Ack and Louis have to score 3 straight. But they're going to have to side out with Whitmarsh serving. Where's he going, Hoff?
Going right back at Louis.
In the middle of the court. And it's out.
It's out.
So a couple of mistakes by Brian Lewis and Scott Ayakatubby cost them the game. Some smart playing by Mike and Mike.
They really calmed down, started concentrating. Whitmarsh's block came on. What happens next game?
They took game 1, 10-8. Back with more in a minute. Miller Lite, Fort Myers Beach Open live here on Fox, and Whit and Dodd take game 1, 10-8 with one of our winners, Craig Hummer.
Thanks, Billy. Whit, you guys, a seesaw battle. I mean, you guys just a dogfight to take that first game. Your intimidating play at the net, though, I think caused Louis to make some mistakes at the end. You guys take it 10-8. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that was the big difference. They didn't serve as well as they have been all weekend. If they get their serve on, it's going to be tough to beat them, but there's a seesaw battle. This next game is going to be a close game, too, so it's going to be a dogfight.
What's your strategy going to be going into the second game?
Same thing we did the first game, try to keep it on Louis predominantly, and hopefully Mike can run down some shots so I can block some more balls.
All right, thanks. Good luck. Back to you guys.
Whit knows, Hav. You were talking about it. Andrew Smith was talking about it. It was the serving. When you think of Brian Lewis and Scott Ayakatubby, you're thinking of 2 of the best servers on the beach, and they didn't get it done.
There's no doubt about that. Brian missed 7 serves, Ack missed 2. But more importantly, they missed at the key moments. Late in the game, they're on the good side. They didn't take advantage of it. Whitmarsh got a little block and roll. They're down 1-0.
By the way, if you're living here in Fort Myers Beach and you're watching and you have some sunscreen,
throw it over here, please.
Bring it over. We need it big time. Time now for our Irish Spring Sport AVP Files, as we bring to you each and every week here on Fox. Enjoy it.
A couple years ago, playing with little Matt Unger and him getting in a fight with Stoklos and getting in a kickstand fight, and he kept kicking it back and forth at each other, and I didn't know what was going on. It was a huge fight. I mean, the ref had to jump off the stand, and it was classic. It was the weirdest. It caught me off guard.
Irish Spring Sport, the weirdest, the strangest things that happen to our Miller Lite AVP Tour players. We bring it to you every week. Another edition when we see you at South Beach in Miami. We've got game number 2 coming up. Give me some insight. Dial me into what they need to do. Now, obviously, serve better. What else?
Whitmarsh is going to keep maintain his health. He's getting a little tired, I think. But, you know, obviously, Ack and Louis have got to serve the ball. Whitmarsh got to block the ball. Same game. Game 2.
We're going to take a break. Do not go away. When Av and I and Hummer come back, it's game 2 of the finals here at Fort Myers. Stay with us. Back live here on Fox and the sounds of Fort Myers Beach, Florida. You know how this time of year there's not a bad place to visit, I think, in this state. A lot of snowbirds are still,
a lot of snowbirds
still left.
A lot of sunbirds here. A lot of sunburns here too.
Spring breakers are still taking some time off from school, even this late in the year. We're glad you're with us.
Oh yeah.
By the way, the Speedo AVP Youth Tour, the Southeastern National Qualifier for boys and girls. If you want information on this, it's a great event. 1-800-US-VOLLEY, the Delano Hotel on Miami Beach, April 26th through 27th. That's the first event. Age groups 15 and under boys and girls, 18 and under boys and girls, and winning teams in each division receive a full expense-paid trip to Orlando's Disney World to play in the Youth Tour Championships. Remember, 188 U.S. Volley. We are underway. Game 2. Mike and Mike against Louis and
I think you heard that Ayakatubby yelling at Louis a little bit. Maybe a little disappointment from the last game. See how they handle it.
That is such an important part, getting into the other team's head and the mental game of pro beach volleyball, as it is in any sport. We don't talk about it a whole lot, but you and Mike, during your heyday, were masters at doing that.
80% mental out here. All the players are great, but if you feel the confidence, you make the right plays at the right time. Timing's a big part of it also. You'll win tournaments.
And frustration is obviously in the back of the head of Ayakatubby and Lewis, trying to break through. Here they are, their 4th final in a row, and they haven't won one yet.
Especially when they're a jump serving team, you live and die by the sword. If you start making mistakes over and over again, you lose your confidence. The team's siding out, and Whitmarsh is blocking.
That he is, but there's no score here in game 2. As in game 1, we're going to 11. The time clock could play an effect, but you've got to win by 2.
Whitty didn't block that ball there, but he forced the ball out of bounds because he's such a big blocker.
And I'd say 99% of the time somebody's going to be up with a block. You are really taking a chance if you fake and come back on this sand.
You fake and come back in the sand, you're going to have a leather mustache.
You don't shoot on this sand.
2 easy points.
Yeah.
It's important that Ayakatubby get off to a better start. They went down. They didn't finish the last game. They're a little bit down right now. Emotionally, they got to pick themselves up, look each other in the eye and say, "I had the tiger. Time to play the game."
They might need a timeout early on in this one.
Indeed, lets them off the hook.
Yeah, Ak was scrambling that time. That's something that Mike Dodd won't do often when the other team is struggling. Somebody delivered, didn't they?
We got delivered some all-day sunblock 50.
Somebody did 50.
50.
I've never seen it.
Thank you.
Louis, yes. Good play by Louis.
Big point.
Hey, looking over, Stokey's up here enjoying the view from our nest. Randy Stoklos.
We got a nice little wind up here. We have everything coming up.
Come on over here. We'll get Stokey on camera. He played a little golf this morning.
Come on over here. Get in the middle.
Climb in. He's right here. Here he is. Actually, we're going to put him on headset.
Come on, Stoke.
Don't expect to get paid for this now, Randy.
Yeah, you're going to have to talk to my agent.
What do you think of the match so far?
Well, you know, it's a great, exciting match. These guys are playing high-level volleyball and serving the ball extremely well.
But some obvious mistakes from Lewis and Ayakatubby, which we'll talk about in a minute. We're going to keep him right here. He golfed this morning, so he's nice and relaxed. We'll talk about that and more when we come back after this. Stay with us. We are back live, the middle of that AVP tour, Fort Myers Beach here on Fox, coast to coast. Mac, Hobb, Craig Hummer's down there, and Randy Stoklos is right here. We're just about set to go, and as they serve it up, how was your golf game this morning?
It was about 2 over per each.
For each hole?
You told me you were only going to go out for 9, I thought.
No, we played a little bit. It was fun.
I want to ask you about the sand right after this point. Lewis up, blocked by Witt, but it's going to go out. How hard packed is it? How much of a jumper and power beach is this?
I think it's one of the highest jumping beaches that we play on. It's actually comparable to Las Vegas. That they trucked in the sand. It looked quite the same. And these guys are, you know, playing at a very high level and very well, too.
What does Ak and Louis have to do? What do they have to do to get back in this game?
Well, Ak's got to start stepping it up and serving some aces, just like that one there.
That was on cue.
What's the difference? We talk about...
Here it is right here. Watch Ayakatubby coming cross-court short. Nice serve. MD can't pick it up. Quick point.
We talk about Ak and Louis being 2 of the best servers on the beach. Once again, they're getting it done. A chance for Ak to deliver. Off of the pause from Louis. Ak swing. Block! Big block by Witt. I was going to say, what's the difference between Lewis and Ack? Because they're both great servers in their own right. Are they a little different, though, when it's coming at you?
Well, you know, I think that Brian throws the ball out a little bit differently. He hits it a little different than Ack. Ack might be a little bit more power behind it.
And that was a facial disgraceful block and a great block by Whitmarsh.
You'll take it, no matter how, huh? MD will serve it up. We'll let you go in a minute, Randy, right after this one.
Way too easy for MD.
MD's got it again, and on the bad side, they are delivering. Quickly, how you feel you're playing this year. We saw you a couple of weeks ago. You got some key TV time, which we always love to see. How do you feel your game's progressing?
I feel like a young stud again. I've been really working hard.
Take the hat off.
But I still got hair.
Although it's changing like the rest of us.
I feel really good about myself right now. I like the way I'm playing the game right now. I'm just trying to get back into that winner's circle.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Randy Stoklos invited anytime up here to the nest. Let's get back to the action here in a moment. It's 4-2, Dodd and Whitmarsh and Hav. A couple of big points on the bad side.
Bad side, key to success. MD laying it out. And then you get Mike Whitmarsh closing off Ayakatubby. Transitions we talked about. They haven't not been getting their points on transition. They have the opportunity to get them. Just don't come through. Dodd Whitmarsh on top, 4-2.
And right now, towards the end of this Swatch Sand timeout, Mike Dodd playing smart. All that great experience behind him. Ack and Louie can't let that frustration get to him. Resiliency, the key factor here. How can they bounce back? Got to get back. Got to get their heads up a little bit. Get a little more emotional.
You know, they're looking at each other. They're going, you do it, you do it. You got to do it together as one.
A big block here by Ack could certainly help them go the other way. Or an ace by Louie. And it's in. Originally, the linesman was about to call it out. Did a little pump fake with the flag and called it in.
Caught the back half of the black line there. MD didn't argue about it. Straight ace, 4-3.
No, MD's only going to yap when he really thinks that there's something to argue about. He let Tim Hovland do most of the arguing during the There's that big block I was talking about. Nowhere to go. Ack brings it right back at him.
Look how happy they are now. Right on the net here, Ayakatubby sees the cross court coming, gets the hands over, penetrates. See ya.
And just like that, we're even up again at 4-4. Scott Ayakatubby puts up the big wall. It's all yours, my friend.
The Billy Mack parent, Billy Mack. Aye, matey. All kinds of stuff down here in the Caribbean. Going deep. Florida.
Look at that beak. Look at that beak on that
Ouch,
thing.
ouch.
Nice color, too.
Great.
Hav, uncensored. Hav, unleashed.
Oh, yeah, come on, Billy Mack.
By the way, great job being done in our truck. The traveling crew, Alan Winter, Brad Tulberman, Asia Berkeley and company. Good night. With us every single week. Glad you're with us on Fox. Second game of the best out of three, and that one just kisses the tape and takes out the cobwebs.
He's laughing on that one. He loves better lucky than good sometimes. Whitmarsh with the cross-court shot. Little short, hits the top, but drops right in. Gotta love it.
Mike and Mike won game one 10-8 as it went into overtime. Louie, Dodd was right there. Look at this.
Big dig by MD.
That was a huge dig. Little self-defense, but it worked out perfectly.
Experience. We're talking experience. He's there. He's waiting. The ball's coming at him 100 miles an hour. Hangs in there, brings it up. Almost right on the net. Tough to beat.
What's Louie barking about right now?
Anything. Right now, I'd bark at anything, get a little momentum change, calm things down, go for this side out. Bad pass.
And over to Ack. That's got some power into it. And the Ayakatubby Lewis supporters. I think there's some fans over on the other side that maybe are getting on Ack and Louie because they're doing some glare, some stare downs now.
This is good. This is good.
The fans have separated themselves.
Sometimes you got to get a little fired up. You look at your opponent, give him the stink eye, start yelling at him. Throw the concentration back your way.
Next week in Miami, folks, I want you to just be into it. Great dig by Ack. Brought right back. Again, Louie was there. Oh, that's about as hard as MD can pound. Wow.
Tee it up. That's how he hits his driver. I'm telling you right now. Straight and hard.
5 serving 4. Great matchup here. Championship final.
Golf, of course, a great pastime with almost all of the middle of that AVP tour.
Oh, yeah.
Tee it up anytime, anywhere, folks. That one way out.
That was a 5-wood into the rough.
When he was only about 120 away. It flew the green. There's our swatch time, a little over 4 minutes. As mentioned again, it certainly came into play in game 1 as we went to overtime. The bump by Witt, that's low, and a chance.
Transition game.
And an easy put away by Lewis. So that bump was very low, and MD could only put it in the back.
I think he misjudged. He thought Brian was going to break. Brian stood his ground, brought that ball up. 5-5.
Now the Lewis Ayakatubby faction.
Look at this.
Let's get into it. 5-5.
We encourage signs.
Yes, we encourage all sorts of things.
No touch on the block by Scott Ayakatubby. Point.
Brian trying to get him into this. MD
Seesaw battle continues here at State.
knows that was a big point on the good side to give it up.
6 serving 5.
6-5 now. A couple quick ones by Ack and Louie, the official sport of the summer here on Fox Pro Beach Volleyball.
Got his rally cap on.
MD. Great pass. And you can see the set was just a little bit higher that time and gave MD an option, and down the line he went.
Sees the court as well as anybody. All starts with a good pass. Low to the net. Whitmarsh comes in, sees the ball, puts it about 2 feet off. Nice open line shot, side out.
Nice push out by Mike Whitmarsh to give MD that opportunity just out. And you can see the frame of the ball about an inch away from the line.
Whitmarsh serving the ball effectively today. Good, strong arm swing, putting it all over the court. But that one's just a little bit out.
Ack and Louie need this victory to go to a game 3.
I'd love to see that.
I would too. Very tight. Louie, can he get it? Can he get it? No, and in.
He might have got a little hurt there.
Yeah, Craig Hummer's right there.
You know, 3 years ago, Louie went in just like that. It separated his knee. He was out for 2 months.
Craig, are you with us?
Yeah.
Tell us, how did it feel? At least he didn't do a Dennis Rodman on you.
Charging at me, I tell you, he was hustling for it. I think he hurt his knee a little bit. He's looking down at it right now. We'll have to wait and see.
Any blood?
No blood. It's nice and clean.
Check it during the side change, my friend. Craig Hummer down with us courtside.
Hey, Craig, right in the middle of the action again.
Matt Gage, Sherman director down there, is certainly lounging his way through this afternoon.
Just like a lizard down there, isn't he? Just kind of sunning on a rock.
Ayakatubby, right there.
You can feel that both teams are into the groove right now. They're in their zone. They know they get side out if they pass the ball. We're going to go back to the jump serve aces in the blocking, which will take over from here on out.
Quite frankly, I thought Louie and Ack were dead when they were down by 2, but then they got the ace, they got the block.
Exactly.
The 2 big combination plays, and all of a sudden their outlook looks a lot different. That's a good serve from the bad side. It makes MD scramble a little bit, and a chance for a point. Ack on 2. No, and he shot it out.
The transition game. Ack trying to take it into his own hands. Had a good set for Brian Lewis. If you're going to do that, you got to make the shot.
Got to make sure it's going to go down for a point.
Or you should get yelled at by your partner.
Louie has every right.
Oh, yeah.
At this point.
I think he's telling them that right now.
3:36 remaining on the clock. That's out. Well out.
They're going for it.
Sure.
You got to go for it. You're on the good side. Speedman going for it. Ack will tee it up.
Yes, he will. Trying to get to 7-5 and a change. They're working Michael Dodd.
That's a nice, strong hit. Keeping the ball in front of him, hitting the ball high. MD's been here before. He's digging deep. He doesn't want to let this slip away. He wants to get out of here in 2.
Number 5 all-time career open victories with 72. My partner, number 7, Tim Hovland. Good. At 16. Oh, that's in.
In by 3 feet.
Yeah. They sort of waved at that one, did Lewis and Ayakatubby, and Mike Dodd looking for open win number 73 on top. Those gentlemen right there need a win here in game 2 to extend this match to a third and final. Craig Hummer a moment ago, Brian Lewis really took a tumble right where you are right now.
That's right, Billy. I am on the spot. I tell you, we've talked a lot about the hard pack and how that's allowing players to get around fast, but I tell you what, it also makes them land very hard. Louis went into these plastic rebarbs, and I tell you, it's got to hurt. He says he's not bothered by it, but we'll have to wait and see. Back to you.
Bob, you can certainly take some skin off here. A lot of little seashells down there in this mix.
You know what happens? Your toe goes under on this kind of a surface, and you leave it back here near your ankle. It is not a pretty sight.
From experience, I've seen that toe back there by your ankle.
And that's one big toe. It's longer now.
Now on the good side, Louis and Ack. The wind, though, died down. And actually, it's almost coming straight back at us in cross-court a little bit.
Afternoon wind. It's kind of a swirler right now. Yeah, it was a lot stronger than the first game. See how Louis deals with it. Sure, he'll go back there and bomb as usual.
Still in the face of Brian, but as I mentioned, it's almost going a little cross-court.
A trade win, I'd have to say.
Win. Here's a chance. And they'll set it up. Brian Lewis. Oh, Witt! Almost took it off the shoulder and almost went in.
Transition game. Louis takes over, puts that ball away. Important point, 7-6. Whitmarsh with a new style of riding on his back. That was the Elvis pitch.
Elvis. You're full of that one out of left field. I like it, though. Witt again. Louis, can he get there? No. Perfectly placed shot by Mike Whitmarsh. Good hustle, too, by MD.
Hey, MD, this is experience. Waits for it to come out of the net. Gives Dodd a hit. It gives Whitmarsh a great hittable ball. Watch this, into the net. Down on one knee. Sets it up. Easy side out.
Perfect spot. Brian Lewis will get the set from Scott Ayakatubby. Big bomb. The boys at the place will be happy to see that one. Good effort. A lot of smoke. The spank by Louis. Our swatch time now just a little over 3 minutes remaining. And Louis and Ack on top by 1. Mike and Mike won game 1, 10-8. First ever official single elimination tournament here, the Middle Right AVP Tour. As Hav has said, it's the wave of the future. Better get used to it. Brings a lot of excitement to the weekend, and an ace for Scott Ayakatubby.
You can feel the energy right now between Ack and Louis. They've picked it up so much. Right down the middle, can't handle it. 8-6. Before they were moping around, now they're looking at each other going, fire up, partner.
Scott Ayakatubby looking for his 15th career beach volleyball win. Come on! Once again, little tape job by Whitty.
It's a game of lines. Play in between them. You can touch them.
Know where they are. Use the whole court.
Whole court. That's what MD does. Probably anybody else better, anybody else on tour. He puts the ball in between the 30 by 30.
Floater to Ack. Quickly, Louis got to hustle up.
A little short set.
Yes, it was very close. Witt's got to hustle, though.
Great set.
And a swing by MD. Louis will go on 2! Great hustle by Ack and a put away by Brian Lewis. Great play by both teams.
Hammer time.
Yes, sir. Watch this kill.
Louis coming in quick. Sees nobody up. Delivers the word.
Bang.
Bang, bang.
And MD, a little respite.
Louis could feel it.
Yeah, it's 8-6. I don't think the time's going to play a factor in this one. We're going to get an 11-point game here.
Go on the distance.
Now Brian was on the other side, so the
Nice
little
look.
exhortation there of Ack doesn't play out.
Just slowing it down a little bit. Want to get them back in their rhythm. The slow, deep serves, short serves, the big block.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike and Mike are so great at setting the tempo of a game. They were really slowing it down to their factor. Some more major heat from that gentleman.
Oh, God.
Boy, that's power plus.
Impacto opening it up. MD says, woo! What's this hit? Great set on the net. Hard cross court. You didn't get to see MD because it was way too fast. He got aired out.
Yeah, folks, enjoy it while you can. This is his power package you'll see all season long. And MD laughing as he misses it. I know he doesn't think it's funny inside, but he makes a mistake there trying to dump one short. And Ack and Louie are in great shape at 9-6.
Well, let's put the mistake on Whitmarsh there. That ball was set way too far off the net. MD went for that cut shot. Was not successful, but Whitmarsh has got to put that ball about 1.5 feet, 2 feet near the net.
Trying to get a 4-point lead and then go to the bad side. Ack and Louie.
That's a great set by Whitmarsh from 30 feet off the net.
So he comes back from a mistake to make a great set.
Exactly. MD made a bad pass. Whitmarsh adjusted, helped his partner out. They get the side out.
Looking for their first title of the year, Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh. MD just keeps fooling everybody. Oh, almost an I got it, you take it situation. And at the last minute, Ack and then converts it. MD was there. MD was right there, and that's why the frustration is showing.
He was turning the page on the book, waiting for something to come at him. Brought it back over his head. He wants that one back.
Brian Lewis in desperate need of a win, in desperate need of a point. They're up 9-6. Game 2, best of 3. Whit and Dodd won the first one 10-8. Trying to take the turn at 10-6. That's very close. And an opportunity for Ack to put it away. Yes, he will. That was too close a set. We're going to take the turn. The game's not over yet, folks, but Ayakatubby and Lewis are in great shape to send us to a game 3. No movement on Fox. Well, you know, the only reason why we don't harvestrate this is we don't want to get pulled off the air.
Is this crowd going crazy or what?
They're loving it. And we hope you are too.
The Florida sunshine.
Come on out and see us in South Beach, Miami. The Coppertone Championships next week in Texas. Get ready.
Bring your bikini and your dancing shoes.
And come say hi to the Hob.
Come say hi to the Billy Mac.
Here we go. A great venue here at Fort Myers Beach. Andrew Smith is dancing.
I've never seen that.
Stokey's even doing YMCA.
Rock our world.
Billy Mack, Craig Hummer, Tim Hovland, welcome back live on Fox. Now here's the situation. Remember, this game is not over. Although the first game was 10-8, that one went into overtime because the clock went out. It's now game point. Got to go to 11 if the clock is still running. But you must win by 2, and Ack and Louie are up by 4 right now, so Whit and Dodd not out of it.
They're not out of it by any means. They go to the good side. They've been serving the ball pretty well. They got to control. Ack and Louie have to control the sets. Dodd Whitmarsh are hanging right there, though. You never count this team out, ever.
And Mike Whitmarsh will serve. Looking for the side out now with the sun setting over the ocean.
There's one.
It's 10-7.
Sometimes when you're on the bad side like that, you've got to bring the ball a little bit closer, a little bit further off. You're not adjusting right now. Louie hit the ball out. 7-10.
Shall I say, sun setting over the Gulf, to be politically correct?
Yes, you should. Now the sun comes back onto us.
7-30-10. Again, folks, a must-win situation.
Our SWAT sand timeouts.
If need be, the 6 points again.
Louie and Ack talking it over a little bit.
Here's a reminder, once again, the first event of the Speedo AVP Youth Tour is coming up next week at the Coppertone Championships of Florida in Miami. Age groups 15 and under boys and girls, and also 18 and under boys and girls. Winning teams in each division receive a full expense-paid trip to Disney World in Orlando. Check that out. For the Speedo AVP Youth Tour Championships, winning teams and players become junior members of the U.S. Volleyball National Beach Team. It's a great thing. Check it out. Mike Dodd with the dig on Brian Lewis, but it's out. And again, they will serve for the game.
Mickey Mouse has nothing on that swing right there.
No, he can play, though.
Oh, he's got an arm swing, too.
Oh, man.
Ack back to try to finish it off.
If Ack and Louie win, we'll have a game to 6 to decide it.
Come on, help me.
That pass.
No one.
They're both off. And right in the middle. So a good placement that time by Whitmarsh.
This is where Whitmarsh is really growing in his game. Instead of trying to hit the ball at one of them, they go right down the middle. You can't handle it. Easy side out.
Mike and Mike want to finish it off here in 2 games. Want a great comeback here on the good side. Ack, heat. Louie got it. Great play after a great dig by MD, and it's out. Mike Dodd with a sensational dig, and then Brian Lewis put the Jets on to keep it alive. Great AVP volleyball.
What enough? Watch this extension. Touches it up superbly. Can't put the ball away though, but what a drive to get that ball up. How about the dig by MD?
That's what I was saying. He just dug in and took the heat.
What do you mean you can't dig what you can't see?
Lewis has done that to perfection a number of times this afternoon. Little touch cut. Now, at 10-8, a minute 25 on the clock. Game point number 3 for Brian Lewis.
Got to have some patience, but either Ack or Louis have to say, I'm taking it in my own hands and I'm finishing this thing.
Louis bombs it to Witt. See if Ack can come up with a great play. Louis with an opportunity to send us to a third game and a swing. Out again. They have not converted their chances, Tim Hovland.
We've gone over this and gone over it. Ack kind of brought him off the net. He didn't put the ball away. He's got to give him nectar on that right side. Didn't happen. Transition game.
We've seen it every week. Ack and Louis have had opportunities in each and every final so far this year, and they've let it slip away.
Good sand timeout.
Very good timeout.
Don't get flustered. Calm it down a little bit. Take a big breath. Say, give me the ball. Side out this time.
Please join us for our championship award ceremony coming up next.
We're going to go to a very quick break. It's 10-8. Ack and Louis trying to force a third and final game. See you in a minute.
Hey. Volleyball heads are here. Look at this. You've got to appreciate that kind of mentality. Come packed with your volleyball on your head.
Here we go. Crowd is ready. 10-8. We're in game 2. No, folks, that's not over. Game 1 was 10-8. We went to overtime. Mike and Mike hanging in. They've thwarted off 3 game points. And they're down now by only 1.
You can feel the momentum switching. Whitmarsh penetrating like nobody's business. Armpits over the net.
Biggest side out of the weekend right here for Ack and Louis. A must side out.
A must.
It's a train going the other way if they can't. And Ayakatubby may not be able to do it. Dodd to get even. Yes!
Never count this team out. They've come back. They're on the good side, tied at 10 now. Going to the bad side. Louis and Ack have got to come back together. They're on the good side. Calm it down and do what they do best.
4 straight points for Mike and Mike to tie things up, and we're 10-10 as we take the turn. BMW Motorcycles brings us the ultimate finishes here at Fort Myers. Take it, Hov.
Unger LeGrand, 9th place, had a great showing, coming back off knee surgery. Kevin Wong and Schenkel hanging in there in 9th place. They like this single elimination. Rogers Gatsky, not a bad finish. Lyons and Doble, this is a high finish for them. Had a couple 17s before that. They're inching their way up. Stempig and Pursley, a new team. Stempig replacing Castillo with a bad back. David Swadek, Randy Stokos, 5th place. Troy Tanner, Rob Hyger. Hyger's first tournament back. 5th is not a bad start for him. He wants to get back in the finals. Bill Bouillon, Eric from Moana, playing exceptionally well. Had a couple of bad breaks. Mark Kieran's Andrew Smith, playing great all year long. Speaking of Andrew, his brother's right here. Ken Steffens, Jose Loyola, for once and not win the tournament. Who's going to be our 2nd place finishers? We don't know, but the other 3rd place is Canyon Seaman and Dane Blanton.
See, Eric Benoit Moana had a Bill Bouillon mask on. All right, here we go. 10-10. The good side belongs to Louis and Ack. However, they are reeling right now after giving up 4 straight. They've had 3 game points go right back at them.
The momentum is not with them, but they are on the good side.
But the serve belongs to Mike Whitmarsh. We are back here live.
I'm going to take
Fox.
that back. This is the biggest side out
Okay.
of the game. That was big.
This is bigger.
This is bigger.
And Brian Lewis.
Look close.
Very close. And that's a great turn. He does that as well as anything in his repertoire.
You can see how hard this beach is. He got up and hit that about the 2-foot line. Now the fire's back with Louis, rooting on his partner, Ack, to go back there and spade one up.
Can they win a tournament after losing 3 in a row in the final? The runner-up, Phoenix, Riviera Beach, and Clearwater. MD up the ladder. Oh, Ack is there. We could get to another game point. Yes, we do. Dodd got caught in the mud that time. Couldn't get those wheels turning.
Ayakatubby, great defense, great anticipation. Brings the ball up, sees the court. Point game. Their 4th point game, I mentioned.
But now, for the first time on the good side, and able to bomb away for good. And it's a great serve, but Whit, good pass, up, down. Mike Whitmarsh, textbook.
That is a tough pass. That ball's coming at you, dropping off the shelf. Great ball control. MD totes the line.
43 plus remaining on our swatch time. Ack.
A little close.
He turns it and hits line.
Oh, yeah.
And Brian Lewis now may be the best server out here. Is thinking about it. Where am I going? What am I doing? How much should I take off? Should I go full force?
Let it fly. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Brian Lewis, ready. Fires into the net. Woo.
Hey, that's just a side. That's just a side out. They got to do the same thing. Mike Whitmarsh will go back. Probably go back to Brian Lewis. Keep the pressure on.
It's nervous time here at Fort Myers Beach. Trying to extend it, Louis and Ack. Right back at Louis, but he was there. Had the presence of mind to know it was coming back at him. MD, easy dig, and they got one. We're tied again. Woo. Now the time clock may come into play.
24. Nice set by Ayakatubby on the net, but MD, boom, experience comes through. Nice set. Whitmarsh off the top. We're tied at 11.
Lewis, good arm swing that time. He didn't take anything off. He said, I'm giving you all my heat, Mike Whitmarsh.
That's why Louis is one of the top players right now. He comes back, gets blocked, he doesn't care. He's coming back harder this time and more aggressive.
Ack now, not for the game, but just to get up by 1 with 18 seconds remaining. But we're already at 11, so we're in a situation where the time clock really does not matter. Because you're going to win by 2 anyway.
Whitmarsh is really passable. I have a tendency to go to Dodd right now, but that's after this side out. MD back to serve. Probably go right back at Brian Lewis.
Forcing Louis back. Good set by Ack. Nice. Great set by Ack.
Great set by Ack. Great anticipation by Louis. Goes off the top and out of bounds. Black and Decker.
Both of these teams, such great experience and talent. You're looking at 4 of the great players in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Lewis, Scott Ayakatubby, Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh. MD got to stretch everything there to get it. The cut, Louis can't quite get there.
What a great cut. Louis saw it coming. Dodd took a little something off it, put it down about a 2.5-foot line. Louis got a...
Louis read it a bit. He was moving.
Saw it.
He was moving.
Yeah. Saying earlier, MD's got the best shots on the beach, along with Scott Ayakatubby.
Be part of the great action next week in Miami, folks. Miller Lite AVP Tour. We'll be there. Hope you are too. Block. Joust. No net.
Oh, he's going to call it.
Oh, he is.
And dink. Oh, they could explode on this. Louis giving him the riot act.
Does he have a reason to be hot?
I would think so.
I thought so.
Let's take a look at it here. Here's the block up in the air. A semi-joust. It was on his side. It's a good call by the referee. Here it is right here. Watch the net now. Is the ball on his side? He was a lot closer than I was. Now he's talking to Matt Gage, the head of the tournament here.
If it's right on top of the tape, it's a joust. Right. Check it out. Wait, let's listen to Louis.
Louis, talking to our tournament director, Matt Gage. Matt, of course, inductee in the Hall of Fame of beach volleyball.
Making his argument.
Yeah, Craig is down there, so we'll be able to go down to him. He's listening in on the argument.
I've never seen a play turned around. I'm sorry. Have you, Billy?
Well, what Brian is obviously saying is that it was a joust and it was so close.
It was so close.
To call it at that time, though. Craig, what did you got? You heard in.
Yeah, I tell you what, guys, Louis was explaining to Matt Gage that how could he call, make that call, because he was just going up for the block, and when the ball ended up on his side, he just poked it over. So obviously it didn't work for him.
This is match point, folks. Brian Lewis with some anger in that swing, and we're still moving. Now, they need a point here, obviously, to get back even.
Time is out. Time is out. We're in overtime. 12-11. Win by 2. New rule this year.
We could be going overtime on our telecast, too, if we go to game 3.
Well, let's just see.
Great serve. It's still alive. Ack will swing, and we're tied up at 12, and we'll take the turn.
And the crowd goes crazy.
Best final of the year, folks.
No doubt.
You're enjoying it here live on Fox. A lot of fun. Best final of the year, isn't it?
No doubt about it. They are bombing and bombing some more.
Scott Ayakatubby, as we've changed sides, trying to get into that third and deciding game. Mike and Mike trying to close it out, and they'll get a serve.
Great ball control by Whitmarsh. MD puts him right where he needs to, up and over and down.
Got to win by 2, remember. We could be here for a while. Hob, the hat's going on.
Go for it. If not, you're going to have...
yeah, well, I'm
melanomas.
I'm past the point of no return in the summer, and so are you.
I've done this for too long. Oh, missed that one. That's where the new rule comes in about the one toss. MD had a bad toss. He had to hit it anyway. It's in the net. If not, he would have caught that ball and done it again.
Louis cranking up. MD with the hustle. Good play by Brian. It's back by Witt. There was a play at the net. Again, and a question.
That is a good play. He's going up for a block. That's a good play. Louis a little perturbed, but who wouldn't be on that kind of play? Louis brings the ball up. Watch Whitmarsh. Attacks it with the block. I think it's a block. Yeah.
The question was, did that signify a block?
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. It was an intended block. Other than that, it's a double hit.
Oh, the tape might have helped them. Unable to get it was Whitmarsh. MD was helped out by the equipment that time in a big way.
Actually, I think the equipment kind of threw. MD was there. Equipment moved the ball a little bit.
You think so?
I think so.
I thought it might have helped him.
It would have helped him if they got the ball
anyway.
up.
Yes, exactly. Moot point. Moot point. We're both probably half right. 12-12.
Nice communication.
MD, right there was Ack. And again, the bottom of the tape doesn't help.
Both teams are touching the ball, playing at a very high level right now.
Yeah, you can see that they both want this badly. Who wouldn't? The championship at Fort Myers, but the concentration level.
You could feel it.
And it's paramount now. The mental part, as you mentioned, for both of these teams to be right on, no lapses. Good call by Ack. Good call, because Louis had a notion. He was thinking.
He remembered that ball that dropped right behind him before, and at 12-12, that would be instant death. Good eye. A lot of experience on that man.
Brian Lewis with the score tied. Witt has to go down in the sand. Oh, that's some heavy hitting, too. Ack was backing up, too. He didn't want any part of it up there. He knew he wasn't going to block it. We're going to take a quick break. Quick timeout right here. 12-12. Well, this great match continues. 12-12, overtime, second game, best of 3. On the good side, Whitmarsh and Dodd trying to make a play, trying to close it out.
He's got that.
Dodd does. They can get to game point right here. Good defense. Off the net. Whit with the dig. In the court. 1 point away. Match point now for Whit.
And
Dodd, their second opportunity at it. Remember, Louis and Ack had 3 game points to send it to a third. It's been that kind of game 2. A classic here in the Miller Lite AVP Tour.
Best finals of the year.
Yeah.
Bar none.
One of the best finals in the last few years. Louis right there. Ack with some power. Power plus for Scott Ayakatubby.
And then a stare down at Whitmarsh. Don't come in my house. Cross court.
And did you see Louis? He saw the pass. He quick slapped his hands. He knew he clapped it. He knew he was going to have a sweet set coming up.
Get those paws on it.
Ack trying to get even.
Good.
Pretty good serve with the wind.
We'll live it off.
Oh, Louis got the hand up. But he was hesitant a little bit. He wasn't fully committed to
He
it.
wasn't fully committed. That was a good, strong stroke by Whitty. Louis was there, but just couldn't finish it. Third match point.
An opportunity to close it out for Mike and Mike. Good serve, great serve, Ack. With the up, block, but it's out. Boy, Scott Ayakatubby saved his hide right there.
Hey, that was a great pass. Louis gives him what he needs with those great hands. Tools Whitmarsh out of bounds. The Looster back to serve.
Wonderful play by Scott Ayakatubby. And now his partner, Brian Lewis, with Mike Whitmarsh and Mike Dodd digging in at 12-13.
Match point. If I was Whitmarsh, I go right back to Louis right now. After you miss a serve, you're kind of hesitant. Let's see what he does. He's been going there before.
Match point 4. It's over! It's over on an ace! One of the great matches we've seen in years on the Miller Lite AVP Tour goes to Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh. 14-12 in game 2. We're back to say goodbye in a minute.
Now you can play.
Congratulations go out to Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh, winners over Scott Ayakatubby and Brian Lewis. And here's our Miller Lite play of the game. It was the final ace.
Whitmarsh comes with the husband, wife. You got it. I'll take it. Down the middle. What a way to finish it.
You have got a feel for Ack and Louis. It was a great final. They come up short. Mike Dodd, you're buying dinner tonight from my partner.
You got that.
10-8, 14-12. See you in Miami. Come say hello for everybody. I'm Bill. See you.